What is going on, everybody? This is another challenge tutorial, and this one is on double checks. Double checks are very special because you cannot block or capture the piece attacking, because there will still be another one doing the same thing. You have to move the king out of a double check. And just a heads up, this is not for the faint-hearted. This is definitely going to be one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult, challenge tutorial I've come out with to date. Let's go ahead and get this underway. This is the first position. It is white to move, and we will give you a 3-second countdown where you can go ahead and pause the video during it, and it'll allow you to go ahead and solve it at your own pace. 3, 2, and 1. A good move is knight to capture the queen on g7, but there's a faster move that wins the game instantly. Knight to f6. It hits the king with the knight and the rook, double check, which means that you can't block or capture any of the assaulting pieces, and there's no escape for the black king. Checkmate. This next position, it is also white to move. We'll give you another 3-second countdown to allow you to pause the video so you can solve it at your own pace. 3, 2, and 1. Although capturing the queen as well would be a winning tactic for sure, the best move is the double check with the bishop coming to f6, a discovery check with the rook, and a straight up check with the bishop. The king only has one square to evade to, and once it does, we'll go ahead and give you another 3-second countdown so you can figure out the continuation. 3, 2, and 1. The continuation is rook to h8, checkmate. In this position, it is white to move. We'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video. 1, 2, and 3. The proper move is knight to f5. Knight to e6 doesn't work because when the king backs out to g8, there is no forceful checkmate from there. So once the knight comes to f5 and the king goes to g8, we'll give you 3 more seconds to pause the video. See if you can figure out the continuation. 3, 2, and 1. Knight e7 would work if it wasn't for the knight on c6. So the only move that does checkmate the black king is knight to h6. It is white to move. We'll go ahead and give you a 3-second countdown so you can pause the video and calculate on your own time with no rush. 3, 2, and 1. There are a lot of different ways to attack the black army, but only one will do it successfully, and that is queen to g7 check. The king cannot capture the queen since it's guarded by the knight on h5, so the black queen has to take it out. Once the black queen takes it out, we'll give you another 3 seconds to figure out the continuation. 3, 2, and 1. The move is a double check with knight to f6. Checkmate. It is white's turn. We'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video so you can take your time with figuring out the move from here. 3, 2, and 1. The move is a queen sacrifice on g7, check. And the king only has one move, and that's to recapture. The continuation from here, we'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video. Allow yourself more time to figure out the next move. 3, 2, and 1. It is a double check with moving the rook to g5. And the king, since it is a double check, can't block it. It only has one move to escape, and that is on the h6 square. We'll give you 3 more seconds to pause the video for the last move in this continuation. 3, 2, and 1. The move is bishop to g7, checkmate. It is white to move. We'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video so you can calculate out the first move in this sequence. 3, 2, and 1. The only move which leads to a checkmate is knight to c5, double check. Knight to d6 does not work. The only move for black which doesn't lead to a checkmate is on c7. So that is not the right move. But after the knight comes to c5, the king is going to go to c7. It's not going to go to b8 because then queen b7 would be checkmate. So after the king goes to c7, we'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video so you can figure out the next move in this sequence. 3, 2, and 1. The move is queen to b7, check. And the king only has one move, and that's to d6. We'll give you 3 more seconds to figure out the next move in this sequence. 3, 2, and 1. The move is a knight to e4 checkmate. In this position, it is white to move. We'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video to allow yourself more time. 1, 2, and 3. The only move that wins is queen to d8 check, and the king has to recapture. For the continuation, we'll give you 3 more seconds to pause the video. 1, 2, and 3. The move is bishop to g5 double check. Bishop to a5 double check does not work because the king can get away and escape through the e7 square. So from here, the king has 2 different squares it can go to. We'll do c7 first. Give you 3 seconds to pause the video. 1, 2, and 3. The move is bishop to d8 checkmate. And if the king just so happens to go to e8, we'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video for this continuation. 1, 2, and 3. Rook to d8 is checkmate. In this position, it is white to move. We'll give you 3 seconds so you can pause the video and take your time figuring this out. 1, 2, and 3. The only move that works is queen to g7 check. And the rook has to recapture since the queen is being backed up by the knight on f5. And we'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video again for the next continuation. 1, 2, and 3. The move is bishop to g6 check. Black has to tuck away with the king to g8. Blocking with the rook to h7 does not work because that would be checkmate in 2 after rook captures rook on h7, king to g8, and then knight to h6 checkmate. After the king tucks away on g8, we'll give you 3 seconds to pause for the continuation. 1, 2, and 3. The move is knight to h6 check. King has to move to h8. We'll give you 3 more seconds for the continuation. 1, 2, and 3. The move is knight captures pawn on f7, double check. King has to move to g8. I'll give you 3 more seconds for the continuation. 1, 2, 3. Rook to h8, checkmate. This position, it is white to move. Before I give you the countdown, I do want to say that I'm most proud of this puzzle that I designed. Every single challenge tutorial, I make 100% of the puzzles. I do the research. I make up motifs. I add a little, take a little away, but I do not copy. 100% my work. I've been working on this so far for 6 hours. White to move, 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. The move is queen to h4 check, and the king's got 2 options. We're going to talk about g8. Give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. The move is queen capture bishop check, and the king is forced to recapture. Now, it doesn't matter if the king originally went to g7, you still take the bishop, and the king is forced to recapture. Give you 3 seconds to pause one more time. 3, 2, and 1. Move is bishop e5 check. King is forced to g8, and one more pause. 3, 2, and 1. Rook to h8 is checkmate. It is white to move. We'll give you 3 seconds to pause the video so you can take as much time as you need to figure this one out. 1, 2, 3. This one's probably my favorite one out of the whole video, so I would recommend actually pausing it if you haven't figured it out. Give you one more chance. 1, 2, and 3. The move is queen to h6, threatening queen g7, and the black will go ahead and capture the queen. And it's your continuation. Give you 3 seconds to figure out the next move. 1, 2, and 3. Pawn capture h6, checkmate. Well, that'll go ahead and wrap up this challenge tutorial, and I'm very glad the way it turned out. If you guys have any suggestions or criticism or input or anything of the sort, please leave a comment. I definitely like when you guys leave me information to go off of or things to change. Helps out a lot. But I do appreciate you, like I said, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I got a couple in the works, and I will see you there. Ciao.